Well, hello there, Libra. How are you? It is so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your mid-July reading. This is good from now until about mid-August. We'll take a look at the overall energies with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details about any obstacles on your path or areas of resistance, and of course, advice from Spirit. And if you're enjoying the content that I create, I really would appreciate it if you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. It really does help to get my message out to more people. And I truly appreciate your support. Okay, let's get into it. Let's see what we have here. Buffalo Spirit, the abundant universe will provide. Wow. And begin now. Take your first step. Wow. I'm sorry, it's just kind of like this Buffalo Spirit is just tremendous. Okay, so the Buffalo Spirit is an interesting energy. It's one of the most spiritual animal spirit cards because the buffalo is very grounded. The hooves of the buffalo help to churn up the earth, and that's why where the buffaloes roam, it's just such fertile farming land, right? And then the buffalo also keeps their eyes to the heavens. So they're a great conduit, let's put it that way, conduit between the spirit world and the earthly world, between the 5D and the 3D. Now, when I pulled this card, I feel like what you are doing is stepping into this real energy of balancing the spiritual and the practical. That's very much a Libra energy of bringing balance into your own life. It is sometimes very difficult to be spiritual in the 3D. We can go back and forth, and it's very hard to keep those scales kind of balanced. I think you're stepping into that energy of being a leader, a wise leader, I will say. Of helping people, showing people, being perhaps a role model for people, living a life that is balanced, bringing into balance that practical and spiritual. It's also the number 1, right? Self. It's about self, and I feel as if you're coming into a sense of understanding the power that you have. Buffaloes are extremely powerful. Understanding the power that you have within yourself. This is a little bit of that energy of the temperance, of bringing moderation into your life, of balancing out all the desires of the practical world, right? The desires of the things that we want, and understanding how sometimes there's nothing wrong with going after what we desire, as long as it's also in alignment with our spiritual self. That's really kind of an interesting way to think about it, because, we talk about everything our heart desires, that we deserve what our heart desires, and it does. But does that mean also that if our heart desires to be gluttonous, right, and to just partake in things just because our heart desires it, right? We could overindulge in a lot of different areas of our life. We could overindulge in spending and eating and drinking and partying, right? There's in working. You could overindulge in working. Some people enjoy their work so much, right? So this is a little bit of understanding that what your heart desires is important, but it's also about keeping what your heart desires in alignment with your soul growth, your soul path. And then you have begin now, take your first step. For some of you, Libra, I think you're actually stepping into an energy of teaching, of being kind of a leader, a role model in how to do this. I get that question all the time. How do I balance? What are some of the ways that I can practically balance my spiritual life and my practical life? I know, Libra, with your comments, a lot of you have found it very hard to balance having a 3D job, okay, working with people that are still in the 3D world, right? And also having this greater awareness of the spiritual world. How do you bring that balance into your everyday life? Yeah, wow. Look, and then you have happy, wow, and loyal heart. The loyal heart is about finding people that are loyal to you. It's also about being loyal to yourself. being loyal to your soul, desire there. And once again, it is about understanding that we do deserve what our heart desires, but in our society, we see so much of just, wanting instant gratification or wanting more, right? Or we acquire what it is that we thought that we wanted, and then all of a sudden we want more. We buy a new car, and then 6 months later, it's kind of like, well, yeah, it's kind of, it's kind of broken in now. There's some French fries in between the seats, and I hit a curb once, and so there's a little nick on the tire rim, and I haven't washed it in 3 weeks or whatever, right? It's kind of like, and then maybe wanting something new to replace it. There's this energy of understanding that when we say what our heart desires, it doesn't necessarily always mean confusing. Here's the thing. I think, Libra, you have learned that perhaps in the past you confused what society said your heart should desire and what your heart truly desires. Because if it's truly what your heart desires, oh my goodness, then it will be in alignment with your spiritual self, right? It will be in alignment with your soul. Oh my gosh, I think I just had an epiphany. That is just amazing. Yes, that there is a difference when we say what our heart desires, understanding what that really and truly means. That it's what our heart truly desires, not what other people may have said that our heart should desire. Wow, beautiful energy there. Yeah, so underneath you have work through your fears, okay? And then you have all imperfect timing and regain your focus. Yeah, change is coming. Wow. Just understanding that I think you have either figured this out or you're about to have some epiphany about it, about this balance of bringing balance into your life. Moderation just has such a difficult connotation because it's kind of like, oh, that means I can't have ice cream anymore. It's understanding, no, you can have the ice cream, right? It's about just not eating 1 gallon of ice cream after another. Of understanding that sometimes we can find the joy in the smallest of things instead of the huge things. I think you are really stepping into this energy of understanding this or wanting to step onto a path where you have more of this balance, where you have figured out what your heart truly desires and moving forward on that. Perhaps even moving. For some of you, could be even moving, changing your lifestyle. Understanding that maybe you have been climbing the corporate ladder or something and you're kind of like, yeah, this isn't really what I want. I finally got the corner office and I'm not happy. I don't like the people I work with. I don't like the work that I do. This isn't where I want to be. I want to be out in the country. I want the squirrels to be my friends. Yes. Okay, so let's take a look at what your present energy is. Yeah. I think that it's been kind of a long road, being honest with yourself, the 9 of Wands, I'm going to say with this 9 of Wands, I think you may have had a lot of conflicts with people in your life, whether it's family, friends, co-workers, whatever. There's almost this energy of you've had a lot of battles, let's say, okay, with people in your life, because it's almost as if your heart is trying to really open you up to what you truly desire. Once again, it's kind of like battling. Your parents could say, oh, you need to be a banker, okay? You need to be a banker. That's a steady job. That'll get you steady income. But so you took on the fact that you thought your heart desired to be a banker. But now what you're recognizing, okay, is there is nothing part of you that wants to be a banker. You would rather be a farmer or, raise chickens, out in the country. It's understanding that what you thought was your heart's desire was not really in alignment with what your heart truly does desire. It's like this epiphany of understanding. I think you may have even gone on this journey, like a very long journey, perhaps the last 15 years of trying to find people, situations, material things, experiences that would bring you the joy. But you perhaps kind of had all of these experiences, relationships, whatever, jobs, it doesn't matter, where you thought it was your heart's desire, but then you got into it and you were like, this isn't really what I want, right? And you could have even been battling with people in your life and saying, no, this is really what I want. This is a direction I want to go in. And now what you're recognizing is, wow, none of that was really what my heart truly desired. And it's kind of, I think, a little bit of a sad feeling that I have, because I feel like you've put a lot of time and energy into trying to be honest with yourself, into doing things, acquiring things, having experiences that you thought were in alignment with what you really and truly wanted. But it's kind of that energy where you really had to try out a lot of different things in order to find your true heart's desire, what your heart truly desires, not what people told you should desire, whether that's your family, right, or society, or your friends, or social media. It's coming into this energy of really understanding, because you have higher power and nothing is yet set in stone. You know, intuitively you know, I think you felt like you had to take a certain path. You know, that path was the path that was destined for you. Could have been a relationship, you know. You could have even fallen into that, well, it felt destined. I met that person, right? And I just had this feeling that, you know, they were who I was supposed to be with. Or, you know, oh, since a child, I knew that I wanted to be a banker. And the truth of the matter is that maybe, you know, you got a lot of, you know, wonderful acclimates from home because you liked counting money, right? And then your family said, oh my goodness, look, Libra likes counting money. Libra's going to be a banker one day, or an investor one day, right? And you just fell into this. But the truth of the matter is that you just, you know, it was just something that you kind of liked to do. It didn't mean that you really wanted to work with money when you grew up. It was just something that you liked to do as a kid. And then you just kind of like were conditioned. You just took that on to mean, oh, I'm supposed to work with money. Instead, it was just something that you enjoyed doing, you know, counting, whatever the joy was. Yeah, I feel like, here's the thing. For some of you, you may have gone, I feel like it is kind of a career. I feel like, you know, you got some offer, right? And you could have even thought it was a destined offer. Like you got this sudden offer from somebody, or a headhunter, right? Or it could be that since you were a child, there's a page, right? Pages represent child, that you felt like there was a certain thing that you had to offer to the world. I'm good at counting money, so I'm going to go into the business of being in money. There's the emperor, right? That something that was a gift had to suddenly become your work. And now what you're recognizing is, no, that's not really true. I want to go out on my own. I want to do something else. You could have also thought, I have to work for a corporation, because the emperor is that energy of working for somebody else, working for the emperor, working for a corporation, a government, something else. Nine of Pentacles, independent, goes out on their own, does their own thing. It's really interesting because the North Node is transiting into Aries on Monday, July 17th. This is very much that Aries energy of understanding. Aries is bringing in an energy of where can we pull ourselves away? Where can we become more free, more individuals in our world? No longer just following perhaps the desires of other people, but we somewhere along the way we acclimated that to mean that, oh, this is the way for me to go. Okay, so let's take a look because you have courage. I want to say you have courage. You have also the Lover's card. Having the courage to move closer to what your heart truly desires. No longer being attached, to something just because you spent a lot of time on it or just because it would make you a lot of money. Yeah, I think you're just understanding. Now, that doesn't mean as much to me. Not that you don't want to be financially stable. Not that you don't want nice things, right? Because Libra, you love beautiful things. But it's also about understanding. I want people. I want experiences. I want relationships that bring me a lot. Not just money. So let's see what your area of resistance is. Yeah, 2 of Pentacles, and then you have someone new is coming, and you're very close to achieving your goal. And to the sea, I think for some of you, you may even be taking a little bit of a vacation. Okay, just decompressing, understanding. I got to get away from this energy for a little bit of doing. This is the divine masculine. We all have divine masculine, feminine. I have to get away from just doing things, right? And move into this energy of just being. I don't have to produce something every single minute of the day. I can just sit in the bathtub or go to the sea and put my feet in the ocean, right? It was this energy here of getting closer to this balance between the practical and the spiritual. This is very much the practical. What am I doing? What am I getting done today? Where's my to-do list? That type of thing. And this is very much the divine feminine energy. How can I get more in touch with my spirit guides, my angels? Have a better relationship with myself and with the people that are in my life. You're bringing this into balance for yourself. And I feel like, for some of you, there could be someone new coming in to help you to open up to this greater understanding of what your heart truly desires. Because I think at one point you thought that your heart truly desired things, right? Tangible things that you can hold on to. Not that you didn't have relationships and stuff, but if you really think about it, did you put your time and energy into things or into people? I would say that if you're resonating with this, you may say that you put more emphasis on what you were producing, or more emphasis into acquiring things, or doing something that would help you to acquire things. Now you're understanding, wait a minute, I got to balance this out. I got to balance out my divine masculine, my divine feminine. And I think for some of you, you've been on this journey for some time. There is definitely this energy that you are already trying to do this, bring this more into balance, and perhaps then stepping into an energy of helping other people to bring this into balance. At least stepping into the energy of being inspiring other people to find this balance because of the way that you're changing your lifestyle. I think you're changing something in your life. You definitely are changing because you have changes coming and begin now. You're changing something. For some of you, you could be downsizing, like you bought a big house or something like that. That was important to you at one time. You maybe thought that's what my heart desires. And it may have at one time. But now you're becoming more aligned with what your heart truly desires. Because what your heart truly desires is more aligned to your soul and your purpose. Yeah, so it could be that you're, you're understanding. I have to be loyal to who I really am, not to what I thought other people wanted for me. That is one of the hardest things. And that is the nice thing about this North Node in Aries. We're all going to be on that same path of trying to be more independent and free in our thinking and in what we do. Yeah. You are not going to believe this. What is this? Oh my goodness. Yeah, because I feel like maybe you have brought in a lot of material things. You have the King of Pentacles here. But you're understanding, okay, I built this beautiful, I'm not saying you haven't acquired a lot, or you may have acquired a lot at one point and then have lost it, right? That would be the Tower moment that's helped to put you onto this path. But there is this energy of, I'm not feeling like I have enough. That's the terrible thing about when we go after things or trying to acquire things or money, right? Is that we acquire that and then it's like not enough. We want to go to the next level. And then we're just on this hamster wheel of chasing after things, right? But now what you're understanding is, yes, being in the King of Pentacles energy didn't bring me my 10 of Cups. My heart wasn't really happy. I acquired all of this stuff and then I'm still not happy. And you could have been in this energy of defending it for some time. Even telling yourself, no, I am happy. You could have been telling your friends and family, no, I am happy. And they're like, well, you don't maybe seem that happy. No, I'm happy. Trying to defend it. Now, if this isn't you, Libra, it's somebody you're dealing with, okay? So switch the roles if you need to. Here's the key. You're stepping into the Hierophant. You're stepping into the teacher. You're stepping into the spiritual guru because you're recognizing that you want more balance in your life. You want to balance the divine masculine and the divine feminine. It's not about throwing out the divine masculine. It's about finding balance between these, between what you do and how you be in the world. Yeah, beautiful energy. Because let's take a look at what your advice is. Clean it up. I think you are. I think you're kind of understanding, taking like this look, this radically accepting look at where you are in life and asking yourself, well, I've got this, and okay, what of this do I really find joy in? And cleaning out what doesn't really bring you joy. Almost like starting over. Begin now. For some of you, you could be starting over. I did that recently. I got to the point where it was like, I got divorced like 6 years ago, and I was just kind of like, oh my gosh, yeah, it's time to clean out, right? And getting rid of the furniture and everything, just really like cleaning out so that you can step into the next chapter. Because look, you have the Hierophant again, and you have Archangel Michael is with you now. Even though you can't see it, I am actively working on the situation. I am here and helping you to step into the energy of being the Hierophant, of helping other people to see what is really important for them, what their heart truly desires, not what other people desire for them, or what the society, their family, their friends tell them they should desire. Yeah, step out of your comfort zone. Yeah, because it is going to be a little bit of having those conversations with people. I'm quitting my corporate job and I'm moving to be a chicken farmer. What? And learning to defend, right, what it is that your heart desires. Well, why are you doing that? Because that's what I want to do. And that's all you have to say. It's kind of, like the Dowager on Downton Abbey. I love her. Maggie Smith's role. She said, it's never explain, never complain. It's just kind of like, that's what I'm doing. And then stepping into it. You do not have to defend it. I feel like for some of you, you've been in this energy of feeling like you have to defend it. You had the King of Swords here at one time. Feeling like you have to defend it. It has to make logical sense for you to do something. But it really doesn't. If it's really and truly in alignment with what you want, it's time to do it. It's time to take that first step. Moving towards what it is your heart truly desires. You have the Moon, the King of Cups, the Chariot, the Magician. This is going to bring you true healing, okay? Because what you're doing is you're stepping into this world of getting better in touch with your emotions. Instead of being surrounded by objects, right? You're getting better in touch with people. And I feel like you do. You have somebody new that's coming onto your path that's going to help you to find this ability to have emotional intimacy in a romantic relationship, but also to have this beautiful balance between the practical and the spiritual world, helping you to step into the energy of being a teacher for others, inspiring other people to do the same. Wow. Beautiful energy here. All right. So Libra, let's pull a soul truth card for you. And I do personal readings. So if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. Am I consistently showing up? Yeah, that's a good That's a good thing. Are you consistently showing up for what your heart truly desires, right? So it says, some trade their dreams for comfort, yet comfort is the enemy of progress. Success requires showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it, and even when it feels uncomfortable. It takes guts and an endless vision to stay consistent to your dream. Journal where you can be more consistent in your life, in alignment with your soulful goals, what your heart really desires, right? Your heart doesn't desire for life to be super easy. Maybe that's it. Maybe you've taken the easy road, right? Now you're understanding, wait a minute, if I really want something, I will go to the ends of the earth to have it. Whether it's a relationship or an adventure or an experience, I will go to the ends of the earth to get it. And I feel like for some of you, you have gone to the ends of the earth in order to acquire things, right? But now what you're understanding is you want to experience things. You want to feel things, right? You want to have this opportunity to, I'm trying to find my bathtub. You want to have this experience of really being in the King of Cups energy, of stepping into this, I'm trying to find my key, of really, being in alignment with what your heart truly desires. Watching a sunset from the top of a mountain, one of my favorite things is putting my beach chair right on the edge of the shore and having my feet in the water and watching the sunset is one of the things that, if I could do that every day, I definitely would. And it's about understanding that those experiences really and truly mean more to you. That experience of sitting by the beach costs nothing. As long as I'm close to the beach, and I'm not. When I'm close to the beach, it is, right? It really doesn't cost anything. It's understanding that some of the things that we experience in life are totally free. Watching a sunset, watching birds play, watching dolphins in the water, playing with your dog, right? Having a really deep conversation with somebody that you love, getting to know them better, having those experiences of feeling instead of doing. All right, well, Libra, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for shining your light brightly. Thank you for being this wise one and bringing this into light for all of us, and really and truly inspiring us all to have that balance between practical and spiritual. All right, I'm leaving it there. Thank you again for all of your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. I'll be putting the North Node and Aries videos up this weekend. So hopefully I'll see you then. And much love and light to you. Bye for now.